Hello, Kishore.
Hi,
Good morning.
Gautam. Good to
Good
see you.
morning. I dialed in from Canada, so it's morning
Oh,
for us,
sorry, it's
6:30.
it's morning to you. Okay, right. Okay, that's
No,
fine.
no, it's okay. It's fine.
Hmm.
How do you know? Let
Hmm.
me, am I the only one?
As of now, yes. So we can
Okay,
have a
then let
good
me,
chat. Hmm.
yes, let me, I need to, I dialed on my, oops. I
Okay.
dialed on my phone. Let me dial on my PC.
Okay, that will be fine.
That'll be easier.
Hmm.
So I think we never talked. So you're a full-fledged coach?
Yes, I'm full-time coach and I've been coaching for last 9 years now. Hmm.
Wow.
So,
So I'm actually in the beginning of the journey. I just started Abhyudaya course in
hmm.
December.
Okay.
After 43 years of
Hmm.
being in engineering management business.
Hmm.
It's an
And
interesting journey. I'm learning a lot, that's for sure.
what motivated you to join coaching?
So after I retired last year,
Hmm.
I'm still active.
Hmm.
I'm quite, and I have a lot of things to. Yeah, you might have to. What is that? I'm not now recognize. I might have to go to your email, huh?
Yes.
This is Zoom, right?
It's Zoom, yes. Huh. You
Okay.
might have
Let's
received
see. I
email.
got it on. I got it on WhatsApp, right?
Okay.
So I have to maybe join in with the number.
Yes, maybe I can give you the number. Or if you want, I can put the link in chat, this
Yeah, but
joining
this
link.
this will be still be on
Okay.
the on the on my phone.
So how do I
So
send you?
join. No, don't worry. Meeting ID or personal link name. Okay. So meeting ID, you have the number. If you can just tell it to me.
Yes, I can give you the number is 87614776.
8761
Eight seven six one four double seven six
double
eight
seven
nine
six
five.
6895.
Yeah.
8671. Oh, okay. I think this is right.
And passcode is 424683.
Okay. 424683.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. Let's see. So now register.
Hmm. Oh,
Okay. Never mind. You might have to accept my registration or something. Sorry about
very
that.
clear. No issues. When you join, registration will come immediately. There itself, instead of register, you can see the join.
Yeah, I did. I did. Now I'm
Uh,
joining. So I will
mm,
cancel this one.
yeah, I can see that. I'm admitting you in.
Okay. You can see me now, right?
Yes. Mm.
And you can hear me too.
Yes, of course, I can hear you and see you
Okay.
very well, very
Let
clearly.
me close my door.
Nice background.
No, this is the Abhyudaya background.
Okay.
So we are supposed to
Mm,
use it because we are the
mm,
students.
mm. Good.
Okay. So, I mean, not taking too much time, I have more time. If there is nobody else, then that's fine, but
Then
I'm
we
sure
can
somebody
chat
will
and we'll
join.
be talking about the topic also, the coaching presence, why you have come. So definitely you will get. Okay. Mm,
Yeah, that's something that, okay. So essentially, you asked me why I did it. As I was saying,
mm,
that
mm,
I was in the engineering management industry for the last 20-25 years.
mm,
In the last job, I was head of engineering and digital for a major
mm,
EPCM company in
mm,
Canada, which is actually an
mm,
Australian company with Canadian. presence,
Okay.
actually global presence. I
Mm-hmm.
was head of engineering for three offices: Calgary,
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton, and Vancouver.
Okay.
Totally about 900 people in the engineering
Wow.
team,
Mm-hmm.
and very diverse, very diverse. Before that,
Mm-hmm.
I worked in Singapore for
Mm-hmm.
17 years. There also, we, we built companies. We did. Singapore is a very active place, as you know.
Yeah.
But I came to Canada to have a little bit of peace of life because Singapore was too hard pressed place. I mean, it's work, 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 do, now, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of a place. Canada is way more relaxed, obviously,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and Canadians are way more nicer. They smile a lot. They say
Mm-hmm.
hello, good morning to everybody. So,
Mm-hmm.
but then this question came that uh, I retired last year, so there are apparently four phases of retirement. The first phase
Mm-hmm.
is vacation, where
Mm-hmm.
you find, wow, I'm free, so you can do
Okay.
whatever you want, which I did. I traveled a lot
Mm-hmm.
to different places. Then next phase is apparently the phase of loss, the loss of identity, connections, social, connections,
Mm-hmm.
purpose, and power. I
Yeah.
have no power on anybody now because I'm retired. And in your home, you have no power over your wife, so
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make sense. So then the next phase is the searching phase, trial and error. What would you like
Mm-hmm.
to do? So I was in that phase, and the question was, what did the three things, right? What do you enjoy to do? What do you love to do? What does the world need? Yeah.
The
And what is
Ikigai
that?
questions.
Yeah. What does the
Mm-hmm.
world need? And what do you like to do? What you can do? These are the two questions. And then what
Yeah.
the world
Mm-hmm.
might pay you for.
Yeah.
If you can get these three together, then you have
Mm-hmm.
the real job, which you never have because it's either you like to do other and you cannot do, or you can do, the world is not willing to pay for it. So all that was there. Because for 43 years I did something that the world will pay for and I
Mm-hmm.
can do, but I
Mm-hmm.
did not always enjoy doing it, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So then I
Mm-hmm.
found that thing I really want to do and enjoyed doing is all the mentorship and coaching I was doing for the juniors and all, most of
Mm-hmm.
my career. And the good part about it is they come back now once since I've started connecting with all of them again. Hey, how are you
Mm-hmm.
doing? What's happening?
Mm-hmm.
So all the juniors from my working days in Chennai, I worked in Chennai
Mm-hmm.
in way back in 90s. They
I
came
live
back
in
and said,
Chennai.
"Oh, there you are."
Mm-hmm.
But your name doesn't sound like a Tamil person.
But I'm basically from Bihar, but I've been in Chennai for last almost 50 years now.
Oh, I see. So you're almost a Tamil.
Yes.
My daughter-in-law is from Chennai, so
Okay.
she's a smart
Mhm.
girl. So anyway, and I'm from Bengal, as you can get from my name.
Yes. Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, that's why. That's when this coaching, I really,
Mhm.
and even my friends told me, you
Mhm.
you love it, you can do it. So why don't you try that? So that's then only I consulted with a professional coach in
Mhm.
Toronto, and he
Mhm.
advised that to be a coach, you have to be certified. So you better get into a
Yes.
course, and you will learn a lot.
Mhm.
And that was the skeptic part of me that can I really learn anything at this time? But it
Mhm.
was a very, how to say, welcoming experience. I'm quite
Mhm.
quite pleased with Abhyudaya Jayapateja.
Mhm.
She's quite a lady, and the way she does
Mhm.
the
Yes.
coaching sessions, there's enough to learn.
Mhm.
And also, our cohort is also quite interesting. So I'm having good fun. So
Okay.
I've already started some, uh, you know, coaching practice sessions with people, even
Mhm.
outside the cohort, because after 40 years, you got at least some people who will listen and come and join for a session. And, okay, I'll give
Yes.
you 1 hour
Mhm.
of my life. That's what is happening. So that's what I'm doing. And I have attended a few of these, this impromptu
This
sessions with
webinars,
one cohort.
core competencies webinar. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that was the background. So I think I've done. Why don't you tell me something about yourself? What did you do before?
I, from my background, I'm basically a finance professional. Have been in
Mm-hmm.
Chennai throughout my education, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Worked for in companies in different finance function related role. And once I got exposed to coaching, after getting coached, I got a feeling that I should become a coach.
Okay. Good
And
one.
that is
Yeah.
how, to cut the long story short, got to learn coaching, started practicing initially part time with full time job in hand.
Mm.
And then at one point of time, I felt I was enjoying coaching more than my real day job.
Same thing. Yeah.
And when you do the calculation part and then said, okay, let me do what I love doing. And that's how it happened. And now I was, I'll say, blessed enough to, by people around me, and the things happened that it is going well. Was able
Mm.
to have something close to 6,000 individual one-on-one sessions.
Wow. So
And
what do you call,
niche,
what do you offer? Yeah, what do you offer?
still trying to figure out.
I mean, general coaching, is that it?
General, see, I call myself a life coach. Some people call me leadership coach. Some people call me executive coach, depending on what they want.
Mm.
Okay. So
So you're flexible.
I am
You're
that way. I'm flexible. Recently,
mm.
I've started trying my hands with books.
Books.
So books, yeah. So in last three, you can see in behind me
You're
there are
writing.
some three books are there. Yes, these are
So
the
you're
books
writing.
that I was able to get it published.
Oh.
There's one more
Mm.
here.
That's cool. And these are available
These are available
in,
across the globe on Amazon.
okay.
This is
Maybe
corporate ethics.
you should send me the names on the chat.
I will send you the names in chat. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I could copy it down, but
Hmm. I'll
uh,
send you.
it'll
Hmm.
be easier that way. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's cool. That's
Hmm.
something. And finally, you are happy with what you're doing, huh, Sudhir?
Yes, quite
Sorry,
happy to doing
Sudhir,
what I'm doing. In fact, the
not
fourth
Sudhir.
book is
Sudhir
about to come. Is that is something called on parenting, the quiet
on
parent.
parenting.
So
Quiet
it's
parent.
the quiet parent, the mindful parent. It's on the theme like what a
Yes,
child
yes.
learns from how we show up. It's not a parenting manual,
So it's very
more
un-Indian
on
like.
presence. Hmm.
This is very un-Indian type parenting, isn't it?
What a child learns from how we show up.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that happens all the time.
Hmm.
But the Indian parenting is much more directive, isn't it?
Yes. Hmm.
So that's how it is, and we have all been used to it. My life was different. I had my parents never imposed anything on me, and that helped. I think that helped in the way I
Hmm.
grew up and being open ended, trying to learn different things,
Hi,
and that's
Sandeep.
what. Oh, there is somebody else join us. Okay.
Yes, yes. Welcome, Sandeep. Good
Oh,
evening.
welcome. Thank you so much. Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Great to see you.
Yes, yes,
Meet you
absolutely.
here. Hmm.
Absolutely. I was expecting a bigger audience, but then I'm
No,
uh,
it's good. Having less people means you can be more intimate, right?
absolutely, absolutely. I
Hmm.
agree with you.
I
So,
think
Uh,
in that case we can yeah formally
hmm,
get started. I guess now we have
hmm,
somebody else also.
hmm.
Good evening, Sandeep. Please Gautam
good
here.
evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. I'm sorry, it's a little clumsy because I just walked into the office and I wanted to kind of, directly come in.
Okay.
I was just thinking I might have missed out a lot of things, but then I'm glad that,
No, no,
it just started.
you are
No,
not
we are
going to miss
chatting.
much. Okay. It has been. So we are talking today. We are going to talk about coaching presence.
Right.
So let me bring the ritual of my PowerPoint slide also.
Sure.
Hmm. Where is it? Can you see my screen?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So when you think of, I know, Gautam, that you have joined recently program, but still, because you have been attending the program, ICF Core Competency 5 maintains presence. What comes to mind?
To me, it means you cannot be an. I think I'm just thinking that you cannot be an observer at a distance. You cannot be just. You have to be with the coachee.
Hmm.
Is that what we are talking about?
Mm-hmm.
And be involved in the conversation
Mm-hmm.
and genuinely care and react and contribute. That's how I interpret it.
Okay. That's great. And Sandeep, your thought?
I think I agree with what he says, and to add to what he says is that I think silence is misunderstood a lot. Is what I've understood in the recent past. It always felt that we have to talk something or say something, but I think just being there and then absorbing everything that's going around you and observing yourself while observing everybody else. I think it's a little second level
Mm-hmm.
observing, which is not just observing the people around you, but also observing yourself, observing everybody else around you. And that kind of
Mm-hmm.
takes it a little step ahead, is what I feel. I think it just
Mm-hmm.
talks something on the similar lines, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to tell you a story or use a metaphor that might make things even more clear. Okay. Imagine you are standing at the edge of a mountain lake. Okay. You have been told there is a treasure at the bottom. Okay. The treasure is client's breakthrough. Now, what happens is when we enter a session, coaching session, with our own internal weather, like our stress, our desire to be a great coach, or our need to fix things. Okay. So it's like a wind which is whipping across the water. Surface ripples and churns. Okay. We can't see the treasure because there is a ripple and churning happening. Okay. And what happens? Not only we can't see the treasure, the lake cannot reflect anything. Okay. So competency 5 maintains presence is not about diving in the water, going to the deep and bringing the treasure. It is not about that. It's about being that mountain air that goes still. When we become still, the ripples settle. Two things happen. One is reflection. The client finally sees themselves clearly for the first time because we are reflecting their words, their energy without any distortion. Okay. And second thing, depth. Because surface is calm, the treasure at the bottom, the insight, naturally becomes visible to the client. So today's focus is not learning how to do coaching. It's about exploring how to be the stillness that lets the water clear. I want you to think of your last coaching session, maybe your last choppy coaching session. What was the wind that caused ripples?
So let me go first, Sandeep, if you're okay.
Yes, please.
So I'm doing this I'm a learner, and I'm doing this formally with an understanding. All the years I have been coaching and mentoring, but never being openly stating it that here I'm coaching you, man. Not like that. It was like through the process of interaction, right? And it was more short and sharp, direct to the point. It's more mentoring than coaching, I should say, or counseling, you can say. But here, people come with problem. The 4 sessions I had with my training session, my session with coachees, 4 of them had different problems. And the biggest, now that you're telling about stillness, is one of the feedback from one of the coaches was that you were trying to help too much, if you know. But that is the hardest part for me now, after all these years of 20 years of trying to direct people, advise people, telling them what to do, not to do that. So I get the analogy or the metaphor very clearly, that I'm possibly creating more ripples in their mind, that oh, I didn't think about that, I didn't think about that, or maybe will this work for me, or will this not work, that kind of thing. And the lady fed back to me is that, I understood you only have to talk 20% of the time. I think you were talking more. Which is true. I admit that instance, because it was something that was very close to me, and I've handled that issue before. I became almost like a ripple creator. So that's the thing. Now I can see that, but I do understand that the solution has to come from the coachee, because my solution cannot be her solution. It cannot be. She has to deal with it herself in her own way, with her own strengths and whatever she has. So that was the kind of thought I have, that I get it. I was maintaining too much of a presence, imposing my presence. Maybe that is the word. That's what I'm thinking now.
That's really very, very, I will say, very honest admission. I used to find myself in that role in initial days, first 2-3 years of coaching.
And it's only 2-3 months for me, so I think I can be excused for some time.
Yes, Sandeep, your thought?
That's a great story, but I think a very short example, or probably a recent experience that I could probably share, not in the recent past, that's been a month or so ago. I'm glad I don't identify myself as any of those characteristics, at least to a far extent. I have not. But just to get that out of the way, I think one of the instances where I know, sometimes when you start coaching people, you realize that, you are supposed to be at your best of asking the right questions at the right time, and don't overdo it and things like that. In the verge of doing so, there'll always be at one point that you realize, that, what, it's such a simple thing, dude. Just get this done. It's exactly what's going to be happening. I mean, you really wanted to say that, but you just cannot say that at any point. I always used to struggle with this, when you know that you cannot really suggest anything at all, just listen to what they're saying. It was very hard for me back then, but I guess now what I started doing is just listen to what they say, and I only look at them. I maintain the eye contact, and the only thing that I do is just, and I really, one of the things that I've heard or read from Nancy Klein's book about thinking environment, but she also talks about the quiet, how you remain quiet most of the time, and then just let the conversation flow naturally, and then don't even interrupt, and only ask the question just to not fill the gap, but when it's really there's a purpose in that. And then I think she talks very highly about how maintain the presence is about how you get involved with the person, and then just maintain the eye contact, and just let the conversation flow naturally. And I think it has been reiterated in all the sessions, since the time that I've been attending these sessions. It has been reiterated time and again. And I think this also kind of reiterates even more, strongly about how you maintain. And I really like the example about, and I've heard about this example about your own mind clutter. When you have a lot of water and a lot of mud in the water, you don't really do anything with that. You just stand by the shore and then just wait for the dust to settle down. I think it also kind of goes the other way around. When you want to do the same thing for others, you don't ask too many questions. You just sit there and then wait for them to kind of clear their thoughts out, so that now all you're left with is just a reflection from the bottom of of the pond or the lake that you're standing by. I think it's very powerful. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing this. Now I have a curious question. What is that which causes that urge? Where does it come from? Urge to provide solution. What is one belief that is pushing a person to a coach, creates that urge to provide solution?
The belief that I know the answer.
Okay.
I think. Or I have an answer, not I know the answer.
Okay.
I have an answer. That's maybe that's something.
Okay. Now here I'll give you this. When you get into ICF core competencies of coaching and get into the coaching definition and principles, one of the foundational principle of coaching is that coach comes into session with the belief that client is complete, whole, and fully resourceful.
Okay. Right. I know what you're going to say. The belief is that, yeah. Okay.
Okay. See, when you know at your home a child who is capable of doing something, then you don't want to help. You know he will manage it. But when you know that this child cannot do something, then you go and assist that child.
Yes.
It could be a small act of like bringing one glass of water from this room to that room. For an 8-year-old, we don't even worry, oh, he can do it. But for a 3-year-old, we may not let that child do it. So as a coach, when I enter a coaching session, this is my inner work.
So your point is that we are inherent in our mind coming with the belief that maybe the coaching cannot do it. So I need to help.
Let me finish it. Let me do it for him.
That's a good point. But it may be true that the coachee cannot do it. Can it not?
I don't know.
I mean, okay, point is you can only do that or take that position when you know clearly that he cannot do it. But that has to be found out first.
What happens is, by providing solution, we are actually robbing the coachee of the opportunity for the growth that can happen inside their brain.
Point taken, yes. Unless we try it out, unless he or she tries it out, then we'll never know, or he or she will never know. Whether we will know or not is not important. That now they will not know. Okay, that's a good thought. I think this needs to be brought in first, so that our approach changes in the way we deal with the coaching sessions. Okay, that's a learning.
Maybe you might like to read David Rock, Quiet Leadership. Quiet Leadership by David Rock.
Okay. You're going to also give me the other 3 names of the books, please, afterwards. Huh?
I'll give you that. So moving to next. So this is what happens when a coach enters the first part of the slide, the distraction. when I carry my own wind there. Okay. Now, there is one secret here. We cannot stop the wind. Can you still hear me, right? Hello?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
We can
Because
hear you.
I was getting a message that my internet is not stable. So I just wanted to confirm.
Just for a couple of
And
seconds,
we
but
can
yeah, now we can hear you.
So we cannot stop the wind. Okay. Because sometime our mind can go thinking, heart can race when the client becomes emotional. Okay. So that cannot be stopped. What we can do is we can drop our anchor so that wind does not pull us off the course. So that anchor is our presence.
Can you share an example, Kishore? That's very profound what you just said, but
Now, this anchor could be, how do I bring myself back immediately? Okay. The
right.
practices that we do during the coaching to bring ourselves back to presence. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. This is a practice that we need to develop. It could be physical anchor, mental anchor, physical, like creating a practice, a mindfulness practice, that whenever I get emotional, I have a ritual that I will take a deep breath. I will feel my feet on the ground, on the floor. I am back. Maybe the place where I'm working, there may be a plant kept there, and I look at the plant and I come back to the room.
Like a switch.
Yes. It's like this is the real resilience. That's how quickly I can come back. And normally what happens, think, a client starts telling you their story, and suddenly abruptly client stops. What happens?
It's more for them to revisit their thoughts.
We feel that there is a need for us to say something or ask something.
Mm.
I think that uncomfortable silence that we always tend to feel that it's not a great thing, and we tend to kind of walk into the conversation. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So what actually happens, the real learning and growth for the client happens in that silence only, where the coach waits with expectation. Yeah, I am listening, I am with you, without telling that. Full of empathy.
Mm.
In this,
Mm.
I will just share a small framework. Okay? And then we will do a 2 minutes exercise.
Yep.
Okay. Let us see how it works for us. Framework is this.
Yeah. This one I heard before. Why am I talking?
So think of weight. See, I'm practicing the moment my presence get disturbed, I'm practicing internal anchor, maybe a deep breath, something. And then external anchor is wait. See,
It has
when
to be done.
the
Yeah,
yeah,
it has
please.
to be done very consciously. That's the main point. We tend
Yes.
to get that. That's the challenge. We have to train ourselves to be there.
See, the moment client stops speaking, we feel that now we have to fill the void. The best question that we can ask in a coaching session is the question that we don't ask.
We don't say anything.
I think previous webinar done by Nadesh Dai, I think you attended, Gautam, right?
No,
On coaching mindset.
I have.
it might not have matched my time in Canada. That's the whole
Okay,
problem.
yeah. So basically in that we did a practice that a coaching without any question, just by listening. How will it look like if a coach doesn't have to ask question?
That would be truly interesting. So
So
this reminds me. Just sorry, I'm take a
yeah, please
slight
go
break.
ahead.
So there was a statement or a thing I learned way back in our college days that about friendship. That true friendship between two people is the proof of that is when silence between them is totally comfortable. That you can just sit down side by side and not say anything. That is a real measure of true friendship. I thought that was very profound, and that's true also, I think. Then you don't have to say anything. Okay, that's a kind of matching I'm seeing here, the connection, friendship with silence.
I had to learn it hard way. Every
I
time
think
my wife would share some of her problem, I would be ready to provide solution.
guilty as charged, same thing.
And then one day she said, I'm not asking you to solve my problem. Just be there.
Yes, yes. Just listen. Just be sympathetic to it. Yeah. Empathetic, yeah.
This tends to happen very easily with the clients, but then I don't know, somehow it's very hard when we are in the presence of our own family members. When
Yes, hardest. It is way harder with family, I can tell you that.
One reason which I discovered for myself was something like I was talking more because I was uncomfortable not knowing.
Not knowing.
Not knowing. Because when the silence happens, when the client stops or client gets stuck, so, and
Yes.
coaching is about becoming comfortable not knowing. I don't have to know the answer.
Yeah.
So what is the hardest part about silence for you?
Yeah. We actually, it's a good point. We actually have a task or a homework in our class that identify different types of silence and different flavors, like attentive silence, judgmental silence, sarcastic silence, I think.
Oh.
And many others. I mean, Jaya told us to explore what kind of silences can be. That's pretty interesting. I'm not having too many people to practice it on, honestly, but I'm trying.
We are going to practice one something called collective silence experiment.
Okay, so maybe that's the one I didn't check. That is not there.
What we are going to do is to experience the weight of silence together. Okay. So here we are going to enter a 2-minute presence lab. But the rule is this. next slide, I'm going to put a reflective question on the screen. What I want you to do is look at the question, and after that, maybe if you want, you can switch off your camera and microphone, and I will have a timer here. All of us will remain real silence for 120 seconds. And after that, we come back and discuss our experience, what's happening. But keep that question in mind. Do not check your phone about whether time is over or not. When it happens, I will say that time is over. Okay. I had done this exercise in a facilitation activity in a company where I asked them just one thing, that all you have to do is close your eyes, stand in your place for 1 minute, 60 seconds. I'm not going to tell you. When you think in your mind 60 seconds is over, you can sit. And in that room, we saw 20 people, everyone sat at different point of time, not at the same time.
Understandable.
So this is the reflective question. If you stopped trying to prove your value as a coach, what would change in your presence right now? I am going to start the timer now. Okay, we can switch off our camera and I will stop share for the time being. Can come back.
Was that 2 minutes already?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. I had enough things to think about, so maybe it didn't seem that long.
So I have typed the names of the 3 books here in chat.
Oh, thank you.
What happened when you are thinking about that question?
Let Sandeep go first now.
If you stop trying to prove your value as a coach, what would change in your presence right now?
I think one thing I may probably add to this, and give a good segue to everybody else, is that I think what I was able to think of is, I think I would not really want to jump in to give a suggestion. I think that's the first thing that will change in me, was to jump in to give a suggestion just for the first time. And I think I will take more time listening rather than having to analyze what they're trying to say so that I can come back with a response ultimately. So my idea would be to absorb more and listen more and be in the moment to have to just listen and then give an undivided attention with the momentary, verbal nods could be possibly the least that I could, or the most that I could do is just the verbal nods. And then that's exactly where I would just stop and then not try to get into too much of trying to figure out what would be a good solution. I just listen to what they have to say and then completely be in the presence in the moment and then be there. I think the best thing that you can ever do is just give a great attention to people. I think that's very much of a skill that I think we have lost in a long time, or somewhere along the way. And then just sit there and then listen. That's about it. Or just forgetting that there's a world around you and just pay complete attention, that one to one. I think those are the only things that I can think of if I were to not try to prove myself that I'm, a coach, having those kind of skills.
Sometimes we start feeling that this person must reach some conclusion. The client
Right.
should get, okay, I should not give him the answer solution, but he should reach solution.
Right.
Okay. And when that is not happening fast, then something happens inside of us.
Right.
And that becomes the ripple, and that disturbs our presence.
That's very true. Yeah.
Okay. So we need to remember, again, the foundational principle of coaching is that client is responsible for their outcomes. Coach is not responsible for outcome. And
Sandeep, you're done?
Yes, I'm still with you, Gautam.
No, I'm saying, okay, then maybe I can go next. So the
Sure,
first thing that came to my mind was, if you take the position away that you are not the coach here, but you are in this conversation, I immediately felt like I should be somebody like a spiritual guru. That the guru is there, you can ask for help, and he may or may not give advice. I kind of the stories of Ramakrishna came to our mind. Ramakrishna is from, that he was a
Ramakrishna
Bengali
Paramahansa, yes.
saint, Ramakrishna Paramahansa. So he used to say he was a totally illiterate person, completely, and but he had excellent messages for people. Like, but he was always like that he never advised anything. He just said stories and stuff, and things came out through that. If I'm not going to be a coach, then I can be coach. Being or knowing that I'll be a coach is trying to put on a specific kind of makeup, which is made up from our mind, that I will behave in this manner. I need to achieve this. I need to perform in a certain way. But if you take that off the plate, then I'm just thinking that I could be as simple as being myself.
Yeah. If I don't have to prove that I am a great coach, there is no
Exactly.
need. That will be my best part of being.
Exactly. So it's while the idea is to help the coachee in some way or the other, I think it also becomes a great help to me as a person about how it could be. We are thinking about, if I can be myself, if I can free me up from obligations of performance, then it opens possibilities to be really genuine, authentic, creative, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And at the end of the session, hopefully, coachee is helped, and I'm also helped in the process. That was what was going through my mind. That's why the 2 minutes passed very fast. Thank you for this exercise, Kishore. This is really
Welcome.
interesting.
In fact, my latest book, The Quiet Parent, okay, which I have not given you in the
Yes.
list. After reading that, my daughter was asking, Dad, when you were in your early days of your parenthood, why didn't you read this book?
Very good point.
What was your answer? What was your answer, Kishore?
I said, I am evolving. Oh, I hope somebody would have taught, should have taught me then these things.
That's good. This was very good. Interesting. I will try it on somebody next.
Yeah. Great. Then I think we are a bit over time now. So, any questions? Any final word? Sandeep, Gautam?
Kishore, I
Sandeep,
think,
you go first. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I actually did have a question. I didn't want to barge in and then ask because you obviously were talking. I thought, see, there's this time when you're coaching people and then you kind of sit with them and then you know that, the most righteous thing to do. I mean, again, time and again, we've been reiterated the same fact about how not to interrupt and how to just sit there, be in the present and then listen and then be involved. There's always a time that you sit there and then you know that this person is also looking for your response. At some point, they just stop to either check if you're listening or just check if you're actually you know understanding what they're trying to say. And at this particular moment it becomes very inevitable for us to just barge in, at least say something. And I know that the right thing to do at that point is just not let their chain of thought kind of get interrupted. And we understand the verbal note, but then sometimes there's this time that it's very indecisive when if you know what I mean, Shishore. We know that we don't really have a way to avoid that silence, that we want to say something. Do you think that is basically a time when you still choose to be silent, regardless of what?
Okay, let me tell you one thing. Now, when we are in a coaching session, whether it is half an hour, 45 minutes, or 1 hour, somebody pays for it.
Right.
And if they don't get some outcome, if they don't see that it is really helping them, next time they will not come.
True.
Okay. So definitely there has to be a progress. Now, it is not that we should not say anything. Purpose of coaching is to help the client move from wherever the client's mindset or belief or wherever in life they are stuck. Sometimes a client will come with a very, very transactional problem. Okay.
Right.
So we need to say someone comes and talks about the problems. Always. Normally, we'll feel a client coming in and stating their problem. I'm looking for solution for this. Okay. My job as a coach is to help to shift the mindset from problem to solution, not provide solution. I will give you maybe one example. If someone says that I am facing this problem, this. Now, if I do not say anything, the person will be like a broken record. He will be repeating the same things, maybe expanding the same story. And
Right.
the client will be going back in a kind of downward spiral. Okay. So what I do here, and if the client doesn't stop, I will allow. And once I know this client is getting into some kind of spiral, then I will stop the client. Say, I'll say, just hold on. Hey, allow me to understand this. Okay. So I will stop also. And then I will share, reflect back my understanding of the client's problem. That, hey, this, what I hear is this. Just correct me if I have understood you right. Then the client confirms or maybe says, no, this is not right thing. This is what I want. What I will do through our conversation, I will move the client. I will let the client spend their time in their mind about the ideal situation where he wants to be than where he is right now. At least in his mind, he says, this is what I want instead of this is what I don't want.
True.
So when we create, you make a shift from what I don't want to what I want, the client is able to see the gap between where he or she is and where he wants to go. From there, your way forward things will start moving.
Very true.
Does it make sense?
Absolutely. Definitely makes sense. So reiterating the essence of what has been spoken up until then, I think that's a good way to also show it to the person that, you're also listening, you're sitting down there listening. Also, in a way, you're giving him an idea to reassess their own thoughts and then make him move from a point A to a point B of what he really wants to do in his own mind. Yeah, I think it's definitely a good way.
So when you look at all the competencies about active listening, so active listening is like when you speak with a client, you use their language. You reflect their energy. You tell them this is how I notice.
True.
So when you look at all the 8 competencies in totality, then you will see, wow, these competencies are not something that I have to keep remember all the time. They are basically common sense of coaching.
True. Very true.
So for me, just following up on what Sandeep just said, is that you're right. I mean, if somebody's paying you for 1 hour to get something out of it, his or her expectation will be, what did I get? And he or she, even at the end of the session, may not get it that they got something. It's possible. So I think as a coach, I think we should ask the question